is a very special guest straight from the North Pole. Santa Claus himself made the trip right to Watertown. Now, we asked boys and girls throughout the North Country to submit some questions for the big man himself, so that's what we're going to do today. But to start, how are you doing, Santa?
Oh, Isabella, doing fine. And the boys and girls have been wondering about Mrs. Claus. She is fine, too. Of course, we're busy this time of year. Very, very busy.
Oh, well, we appreciate her letting you come down for an early trip to the North Country.
Oh, our pleasure, Isabella.
Oh, awesome. So we'll start off. We're going to just get right into questions. So Jason wants to know, we're going to get right down to the beginning.
Sure.
Where were you born and who are your parents?
Well, Jason, that's a very good question. Born, of course, at the North Pole. It's been my home forever. My mom and dad, well, they still live at the North Pole. They were born there also, so the whole family remains North Pole residents.
Oh, wow. Born and raised. We
Yes,
love it.
correct.
We love it. Cold, just like the North Country. And so also, Amari wants to know, how do elves make toys if they are the size of a pickle?
Oh, Amari, that's a very good question. Elves are excellent workers, and we have so many of them at the North Pole that they work in shifts. And I'll tell you something else, Amari. The elves are fed by Mrs. Claus, and they eat better than I do.
Oh, no. You heard it first from the big man. So another elf question. I think they're a popular topic.
Sure.
Brooke wants to know, how old are the elves and where did they come from?
Well, again, Brooke, the elves are natives to the North Pole. And as far as age goes, we really don't look at elves as being young or old. We look at them as being as part of our family. And they are just a wonderful source of joy. They are wonderful workers. And like I said, Mrs. Claus treats every one of them as if they were ours.
Oh, that is so heartwarming. It's a one big happy family up there.
We are one big happy family at the North Pole.
I love it. So another elf question. Robin wants to know, how many elves do you send around the world? Kind of like Elf on the Shelf. Many children in the North Country, I think, have their own elves.
Sure. Well, there are millions of good little boys and girls around the world. So, when we send Elf on a Shelf, or wherever you would like to put them, out, it is the 21st century, Isabella, we have GPS tracking, so we know where they all are at all times, and of course, when they are recalled back to the North Pole on New Year's Eve, they come back, and it's Christmas magic. Santa has to keep up with the times.
I see that. So Robbie and Mary want to know, how do you get down the chimney without getting dirty?
Well, Mrs. Claus would disagree about this, but I really don't get that dirty on Christmas Eve, and Mrs. Claus always sends along a couple of extra changes of clothing. So, if I do happen to get one of my suits a bit dirty going down the chimneys, I can always change.
Mrs. Claus, gotta love her.
Oh, she's a wonderful lady.
So Katie wants to know, how do you fly that quick around the world?
Katie, it's Christmas magic. My reindeer are top of the line. It's like having a Mercedes, 8 of them, plus Rudolph, out in front of that sled. And I'll tell you, they know when Christmas Eve is coming along, and they get geared up for it, and it's Christmas magic. I just crack the reins once, and we are off.
Next one. So obviously we covered how you get around the world that quick.
Sure.
Obviously, you got to be in pretty good shape to be able to do all of this. So what do you do for exercise to get to all these houses?
Well, I'll tell you. Obviously, Christmas Day, I get the day off after a very busy night. The 26th, we usually have a nice quiet day at home with me and Mrs. Claus. But on December 27th of each year, Mrs. Claus has me on the treadmill at 7 a.m. that morning, and I continue to work out until the following December 23rd.
Almost no days off.
Almost no days off.
So Charlie wants to know, how many presents do you make every year?
Charlie, it's hard to put into terms a number. We make millions for the millions of good boys and girls around the world. And our elves magically know. On December 23rd, they come to me and they say, Santa, we are finished and we have enough presents.
Wow, what a great group of workers. They are the best, aren't they?
Tremendous. I would be nowhere without my elves.
Oh, that's so sweet. So I have two questions from Olivia. The first one, she wanted to know, what do you do to relax after Christmas?
Olivia, like I was telling Isabella, Christmas Day, we are nice and relaxed and calm. I like to sleep in, obviously, when I get home after Christmas Eve. I sleep in a bit. And then Mrs. Claus will have a nice dinner late in the afternoon. We will invite some of our elf friends over, and we like to watch football. Of course, Santa watches football.
Are you going to share your team, or is that a secret?
Oh, that is a secret, only known, not known outside of the North Pole.
Fair. That is fair. We don't want to create any issues, right?
That is correct.
And so Olivia also wants to know, what was your first job?
My first job? Well, I'll tell you. My first job was apprentice Santa. Now, what that means is apprentice Santa. I had to train just like all of our elves have to train. I had to know how to make toys. I had to know how to put toys together, how to package toys, how to load toys. I had to know each and every job that an elf does, so I would, one, appreciate the work the elves do, and two, know where all of those toys come from.
All right, so Santa, Piper doesn't have a question, but she did want me to tell you that she loves you.
Well, I love you too, Piper, and to all the little boys and girls out there, I love you and Merry Christmas. I will be visiting your house on Christmas Eve.
Oh my gosh, amazing. And so I have one more question, and this one's just from me, but I would love to know, what is your favorite thing about Christmas?
Well, Isabella, my favorite thing about Christmas is knowing that when I get home very early on Christmas morning, that all the little boys and girls around the world are waking up with their families, smiling at the gifts that I have left them, but most importantly, having Christmas morning with their families. That makes me feel the best.
That is really what Christmas is all about.
It is, Isabella, it is.
Well, I can't thank you enough for making an early trip down to the North Country.
Oh, my pleasure.
So we will see you again on Christmas Eve. And for ABC50 Now, I'm Isabella Colello, and
Merry Christmas from Santa, the elves, Mrs. Claus, and everyone at the North Pole.